Tuesday was earlier this week on Tuesday, Thanksgiving Tuesday, but there is still plenty of time to give back this year.
There sure is. Financial expert Nick Folks is joining us with the steps that you can take to make your donation mean as much as it possibly can. And choosing the charity, I would think, is a very important step.
Yeah, definitely making sure that you choose a charity that makes sense with you. A lot of times it's easy to kind of get sucked into, well, there's these big, trendy charities that I can be a part of, right? Mm-hmm. But we have to think about, well, how much does my donation actually affect that? People think, well, these big corporations, they're the ones who give these massive charities. There was over $358 billion worth of charitable donations last year. Ooh. 75% of that was from individuals like you and me.
Mm. So every little penny counts.
Every
really
little
does.
penny counts for us.
So pick something that means something to you.
Pick something that means something to you, because sometimes these smaller organizations that we're passionate about, our dollars go further because there's less overhead, less administrative costs. We have some tools on our website, wealthwisconsin.com, that can help people kind of search through and filter maybe some charities that would be a great fit for them to give towards.
One of the big things to avoid, of course, when we talk about charities and donating are the scams that are out there. And, of course, Katrina does a lot with Contact 6 alerts that we do in our evening newscast. But talk to us a little bit about how to avoid those scams and really to know what's legit, what's not.
Yeah, it's sad to say that there's organizations out there that are trying to scam you out of your money when you're trying to be generous. They want to steal some of our hard-earned donations. So big thing, make sure that you're careful about charities that sound similar to charities that you're familiar with. There's, thanks, we're calling from the Blue Cross. You mean Red Cross? You just kind of watch out for some of those things. Also, ask for legitimate paperwork from that organization. Say, okay, can you send me some information about your mission, where my dollars go, how large is the organization, what impacts have you had in the past, and then maybe where can I get my generous contribution, my tax contribution receipt from on the website. So then
and never feel pressured. A lot of these scams, I realize that they just put a lot of pressure on you to make that decision now, Yeah. You can always ask for that information to come in, and you can investigate a little bit more.
Yeah, do your due diligence. It's your dollars. You want to make sure they're having a positive effect. Typically, anybody who's asking you to give doesn't really look to pressure sale you.
Right. Absolutely. When it comes to actually on how much to give, a lot of people feel like, well, maybe I need to give a lot, but I don't really have a lot of extra money, especially during the holidays. It really doesn't matter how much you're giving, as long as you are making a contribution, because then you feel good on the inside.
Yeah, as long as you're giving something. There's two different parts to that. One, I've said with people, put it into the budget. So as you're looking into your budget for 2016, how much do you want to give? Start setting that aside now so that at the end of the year when Christmas and things like that are rolling around.
And the bell ringers are at every door.
Exactly. It's not a choice between, oh, my family that I love or this charity that needs my help. It's, no, I've actually planned ahead for both of these things. And then also, don't get sucked into thinking that, it's just my dollars that are going to have an impact. Because think about it, there are so many needs available today, whether it's your clothes, maybe it's an automobile. But I tell people, your gifts, your talents, your skills, those are the things that can have a major impact
just your
on an organization.
Right, and I didn't even realize that. I had volunteered in an in-kind donation, and here I've done Contact 6 for years, and I was like, what do you mean you want me to fill out an in-kind donation? Explain that, because that's about giving your time.
Yeah, you're donating your time, and kind of correlates to what your wage would be worth at that time. So you're transferring that to the organization. So there's so many ways, just like you said, to be able to have an impact with people. So think about it. What are your gifts? What are your skills? Maybe you're great on working on automotives. There's a lot of organizations that need helping hands. Maybe you're an amazing cook. You can go and help there. Maybe you're not very good at a lot of things, but you can pack boxes.
Why did you look at Stephanie and I? Why are you looking at cooking and mechanics?
We could be pros.
Yeah, right. There's just so many ways that we can give back, that we can be a part of this time of year, this season. But if you can, just make it a part of your habit, part of your lifestyle. Living a lifestyle of generosity can have a huge impact on your family.
Huge impact. And at the end of the year, make sure that you have all your paperwork together.
Absolutely. There is a tax benefit. There's a tax deduction that's available for you if you are giving a donation. But here's the key. Don't give cash. There's no way to track when you give cash. So you're going to want to make sure that you write a check. Maybe you use a credit card or something like that. And you're going to want to make sure that you get that receipt from the organization that you donated to for your tax records as well.
And many times when you're members of different churches, a lot of times at the end of the year, after your donations that you may give weekly, maybe you give them just yearly, they'll go ahead and they'll send you something in the mail that you can then submit to your accountant or to the tax bureau.
Exactly. The church, when you donate to the church, they're always keeping that on record. So oftentimes when you're filling out maybe an offering slip or something like that at your service, make sure you put down your information so they know who it came from so that they can track that for you for the end of the year.
Right, and that giving cash, you're so right. When people come up, if they knock on your door and they've got like the jug,
Yeah.
that's the time when you're like, I'm not really feeling this. Thanks a lot for stopping by.
Yeah, here's a bottle of water or something to kind of stay warm.
Right.
You want to make sure you're careful when people are coming asking for
Great
cash.
information.
Very good, Nick. Always fun to get the good 411 when it comes to our finances.
Thank you guys so much.
Happy holidays to you,
Same
too.
to you.
Studio A, we'll be right back.